Welcome to a new month, everybody. It's July, a new book for me to pick and get out of my pile for my 26 in 2026 plan for this year. Not gonna lie, I was a little concerned that my spinner wheel would pick this particular book. I was surprised when it actually did because I really did think it was going to, and it did. But it's what we're going to read this month. So for July, we have a very big book, Babel by R.F. Kuang. I have wanted to read this for years. It's been on my to be read pile for years. But every time I go by it, I see that and I just go, no, another time. So I guess for July, this is what our book will be for my 26th in 2026. And I did take the time to separate it because it is a big chunker. So I figured today is Wednesday, July 1st. By Friday, if we can plan to do the first two chapters, which is under 50 pages in this book. It would depend differently, I suppose, if you're doing the audio or the ebook, but in the hardcover, it's under 50 pages. And then I have my little notes here, my little notes. I will add all this in the description, by the way, but let's see. For the third, which is this coming Friday, chapter 2 through chapter 2. So the first two chapters. And then for the 10th through chapter 10, for the 17th through chapter 18, through for the 24th through chapter 26, and then for the end of the month, which happens to be a Friday, we will finish the book. So it is this book here, again, hardcover, 505 pages, which really isn't too bad. I read a lot of books in that page range or even larger, but this one is, I'm pretty sure, dark academia, historical, maybe mystical. I don't really know exactly what it's about. Um, I don't want to know. I don't want to know specifics. I haven't really read any reviews from readers or anything. I've just always wanted to read this book because it sounded interesting. It has to do with languages and Oxford and ancient Oxford and fantastical Oxford. So it might be a little mystical, magical. We shall see. So that is our book for July. And because of this big chunker, I have decided to not do a lot of other challenges. I am going to do the Harry Potter challenge. I'm going to keep up with that because I do love my Harry Potter and I own all the books. I'm going to listen to the audio by Jim Dale, who I really love the first one. I'm going to do the second one. So this is being done by Roxy's Mood Reads and Casper's Mystery Corner. So that's Brian and Roxy, and I will share their pages in the link. And for July, this is the book. And then, every month is one of the books, and then the new show comes out, I think, in December, and then we'll do that. So I'm gonna do that. And I have my little guy here, which just realized this morning because I took the time to read the tag. I've been calling this a penguin the entire time I've had it, and I've had it for years now. It's a raven, Ravenclaw. I still need a name. I've come up with Regina Ravenclaw, Raven. If anybody else has a better idea, feel free to add it in the comments. I am open to suggestions for sure, but I think as of right now, Regina Ravenclaw Raven. She's going to keep me company while I do my Harry Potter. So that's two books for this month. And then I can show you. There are quite a few. Actually, I haven't seen that many readathons. I was going to say there's a lot of readathons this month, but I haven't seen that many. There is one, Retro Romance, which I am going to partake in, and I will share that in the link as well. And it's Storm Reads and Reading Category Romance. So Sarah and Storm are doing that in July. And I'm going to go with Julie Garwood. Whoops. How do I get away from the light? There we go. Julie Garwood, The Bride, because I own it and I've never read it. And retro romance, basically, it's any kind of romance, but it has to be at least 20 years old. So retro. This one, I don't know when this one goes back to, but I think it's the 1990s somewhere. So it's definitely, it fits the bill. And I can also get this one on Libby for audio if I don't, want to take the time to read because of the big chunk over there. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So that gives me 3 books this month that I will be doing for sure. And then another one that I will sort of partake in is in July is Ketchupathon, and I will share those links in messages, and that's Amy. Amy, I think it's Amy Reads, and then Krista at Books and Jams. It's Ketchupathon, and it's to make headway in your to be read pile. Primarily book of the month books, which Babel works for me. That's a book of the month. So that works. I've got one off the list if I do it. And this huge stack over here are all book of the month, so I have plenty to choose from. I don't know if I'll have a chance to get much done, but I'm going to give it a try. I did dig out a few that were kind of summary, and I will show you. I don't know if I'll get to them, but they're possibilities. So I have Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey, and it has something to do with a hurricane and ecological disasters or something. So that's kind of stormy, summery maybe. And then I have, let's see, I have The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. And that has to do, I think, with a summer camp. I think somebody goes missing at a summer camp, and then years later, it's a mystery. As you can see, I don't plan too far ahead. I don't really read. Oops, I'm hitting my laptop. Sorry. I don't really read too much before. I like to start my books fresh, so I don't read too much. And then I have 2 by Catherine Center. I really like Catherine Center, and they both look very summery, don't they? So, maybe there's time for that. This one has like an SOS thing. And this one they look like an inner tube thing, so they look summery, so maybe I'll make time for those, and any of those would count for Ketchupathon and Book of the Month. You can also do Ketchupathon for any books you have if you just have a lot of books you'd like to get through. There's different prompts and whatnot. Like I said, I will link all those channels, and that I think does it. I think that does it. So that is July. Happy reading. If anybody would like to join me, I'd love the company. I do feel a little bit intimidated taking on Babel, but it is a book I've wanted to read, so maybe my spinner wheel is smarter than I am, and it says you need to read Babel right now. So that is what I'm going to do. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any comments, I'd love to hear from you. If you have comments about what to name the Raven, or if you've read Babel, did you like it? Did you not like it? I know it has mixed reviews because it is pretty dense. I'd love to hear what you think. And until I make another video, I will see you later. Bye bye now.